Hey everybody, welcome back to Love and Hate, where I go over everything I love and everything I hate about something. And today, it might be a little controversial, but I knew it had to be done. Now that the Electoral College has voted Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States of America, I thought I would go back and go over everything that I loved and I hated about the President Barack Obama presidency. So, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start as I try to be as bipartisan as possible. I'm not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I've voted for Democrats before, I voted for Republicans before, I've voted for independents as well. So my views and my opinions about President Barack Obama comes from a middle ground. Just for the record, I did not vote for him in 2008, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, I was dead wrong. There's a lot of things that I've loved about President Barack Obama's presidency, and I really don't plan to go too deeply into policy on either one of these videos, because I think history is going to explain the impact of a lot of policies that he's put into place. But I'm going to go from a personal and a cultural standpoint on a lot of these things. And the very first thing that I've loved about President Barack Obama's presidency is the fact that there's an entire generation of young African American and Latino kids whose only president has been black. Now, I don't want to get into the whole race baiting thing, but to have somebody who looks like you, and I'm not sure if those who aren't people of color can understand this, but when you grow up, for me, I grew up in a world where everybody of authority was white, particularly male and wealthy. When you have kids, when that's your programming, when that's your vision and your idea of authority, then it's going to skew how you look at yourself, how you view your self-worth. This new generation that's coming up, only with Barack Obama as their president, has a view of what's possible and what they really could be. And that hasn't been taught or really programmed to them. It just exists already because they've seen a person of color achieve the highest office on the planet, really. So that's the very first thing that I really loved about Barack Obama's presidency, is that there's an entire generation of kids who see what is possible. And the second thing that I've absolutely loved about President Obama is his wife, Michelle. Oh my God. Now, Obama's cool as hell. Like, that's something I'm really gonna miss, is how cool he is. He's just a cool cat. You know what? I'll say this about Michelle and Barack. The beauty of these two is that they don't come off as your mom and dad. They don't come off as those ridiculous authority figures that you don't want to listen to. They come off more like a brother and a sister, not to each other, but to us. Like Barack and Michelle are like my big brother and my big sister. Like Barack, I'll go play ball with, and I'll have a beer with, and I'll hang out and kick it and talk with. But Michelle, this is what makes her so special, is Michelle is that big sister who will tell you fucked up, but will help you anyway. Like, she is really probably the best part of him. Like, and I'm not taking anything away from him, but Michelle Obama is not only a strong black woman, she's just a strong woman, just an amazingly strong person. And just exudes from her. It's a confidence and a class and a dignity and just respect that you just can't help but feel when she speaks, and it's absolutely amazing. So the second thing I absolutely love was 8 years of seeing her, well, 9 years of seeing that woman just be who she is from start to finish. And those two together, like, to see, like, it's not necessarily a black family thing, although the black family has systemically been destroyed. But to see two people in politics who clearly love each other, I can't think of another political couple that I've seen that in tune and entwined, where it seems legit. It looks real. It looks entirely real. The third thing I love is that Barack Obama made politics cool again. Like, when I was growing up, I was a weird kid. I wanted to be in politics when I was growing up. It was just kind of a weird kid. I don't know what it was. But growing up, most kids didn't want to be a politician. Like, most kids wanted to be a basketball player, musician, athlete, explorers, like firemen, police officers, doctors. but nobody wanted to really be a politician like a president. Barack Obama's made it cool again, and he's shown, and he's also shown like what true character can bring to politics. Like, he's not, and of course he panders to his base. Absolutely, he panders to other politicians. It's just part of the job. But you can see his character and personality kind of exude beyond the office a little bit. Like the things that he enjoys doing, the things that he really thinks, and a lot of the stuff he says, I really firmly believe that he thinks. Like I think it was like a moment where he called Kanye West a jackass. Like, it really is really good to see how he's made politics cool again. So as a traveler, this next one is probably the best thing. Now, granted, I said at the beginning of the video, in 2008, I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't trust him. I didn't believe he can do half the shit that he said he was going to do, especially when it came to the economy. Oh my God, was I wrong? I was just in Europe, so you guys have been following me, so you guys know I was just in Europe. So I did 2.5 months train travel through Europe. And normally I stick to Central and Eastern Europe because it's cheaper. I've got great friends. I love that region. But this time I did Western Europe. So I did 13 countries this last trip, and I was in Denmark, I was in Germany, I was in Switzerland, Liechtenstein, France, Italy, Monaco. I was in the Netherlands. I was in the UK. Didn't put that much of a dent in my wallet, honestly, and that's because the dollar is so strong. Now, there are several factors there have been several factors that contributed to the dollar being as strong against the euro as it is right now and against the pound. But Obama's part of that. You can't take anything away from the guy. Like, Barack Obama really push our economy to an amazing level with a lot of wonderful stimulus packages, a lot of international relations, a lot of things that really helped us recover from what happened before he was elected. So, you know, this next thing really became apparent to me when Donald Trump won the election. So I was in London when it was announced. I had a 6 a.m. flight, so I had to leave my hotel at like 4:30 in the morning. And the results were just coming in. Like UK time, it was like 4:30 a.m. when results started to roll in. And that Donald Trump was elected, and I just kind of giggled and went to the cab. A Muslim brother, the very first thing he goes, "Oh, well, American, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, see Trump's going to be your next president." And I'm like, yeah. And we chatted for, maybe 15, 20 minutes about it. Then, went on to the train station. I flew from the UK to Bucharest. I ended up getting in a ladies' taxi, which is already rare. A female taxi driver in Bucharest is rare anyway. She spoke maybe 3% English, and for an entire half an hour, she complained about Donald Trump being elected because she felt that Romania was screwed because of Putin. And I started to realize the international image that Barack Obama had given us as opposed to what we're about to get with Donald Trump. And I'm not about to go on a rant about Donald Trump. That remains to be seen. But Barack Obama really, really changed the way the world looks at us after George Bush. I mean, it is... And for some, and mind you, I've been traveling for a very long time, pre-Obama. And the way the world looks at us is entirely different and in a positive way. What happens next, I don't know, but we have a lot of things to give to Barack Obama for the way we are treated internationally now as travelers. And the last thing about Barack Obama's presidency that I've really loved is the fact that he's proven that black men are a monolith, that we aren't all thugs and gangsters or athletes. It's interesting because I like to say that I'm more Will Smith black than I am Fetty Wap black. And Barack Obama has given the world a lens into black culture, especially black male culture, showing that you can like hip hop music and you can also go to Harvard. Like you can enjoy this, and it shouldn't exclude you from enjoying that. It is interesting to see how the perception of young black men has changed under Barack Obama, simply because the world has seen a young black man in the highest office on the planet, really. And I think that's something to be proud of, and it's something I didn't even achieve, I'm proud that the world is finally seeing that African American men have a lot to offer, and that we aren't all how the media portrays us. And I think that might be the biggest takeaway from his legacy, is that he's changed the global perception of black men, and given us an opportunity to show the world what we're truly capable of, and also what we have to offer. I think the media has long been overdue for a reevaluation of the way they represent people of color in the United States. Hey, and that's just some of the top things that I've loved about President Barack Obama's presidency. I'm really going to be honest here that in 2008, when he was running, I did not believe in him. I didn't think that he can do half the things that he promised to do. I actively campaigned against him, and I was wrong. I was entirely wrong, and I fully applaud him, and I thank him for what he's done for our country. I thank him for what he's done for our culture. I thank him for what he's done for the planet, for the environment, for race relations, for sexism, for xenophobic mentalities. It's so hard, given what we're about to go through in the next few years. His legacy is going to stand the test of time. I truly believe that, and I hope everybody can appreciate, even those who stood against him, can appreciate what he has done and the things that he's brought us as a nation. So again, don't forget that this is just one and a part of a series, and the next video is going to be about everything that I've hated about President Barack Obama's presidency, so go check that out. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, please comment below, share, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to take a look at my videos. So I will see you next time.